DWTS 5th Judge Finale record-setting votes, razor-thin margin between top two, so who won it all? Alex Earle, Dylan Efron, Elaine Hendricks, Jordan Childs, and Robert Irwin danced into the Dancing with the Stars finale on Tuesday, but only one would walk out with the Lynn Goodman mirrorballtrophy, so who won it all? 5 incredible finalists and a record-setting season in so many ways, Dancing with the Stars closed out its run by setting another record, with more than twice the number of votes received in season 34. At the close of the night, Alfonso Ribeiro revealed to the top 2 couples that they had each received more votes than anyone else ever has in the history of the show, just tonight. And to top it off, it was one of the tightest finishes to any season, with a razor-thin margin between them. So who pulled out the win? Coming into the night, Elaine Hendricks and Dylan Efron were obvious underdogs, though both have had incredible journeys and were peaking at the right time. The people's champion appeared to be Robert Irwin, but it is also hard to deny the social media strength of Jordan Childs, while Alex Earle has been a judge's favorite from day one for her technical strength. In other words, there were multiple paths to this finale. Everyone has delivered stellar and flawless dances to this point, so everyone had a justifiable reason to pull off this win. The only thing standing in their way was an unprecedented 3 rounds of competition. The night kicked off with the judges picking a style they'd not yet tackled on the show to continue to push them. Then, they had an instant dance, which is a style they'd done before, but one they literally learned about, as well as the music, right before the commercial break preceding their dance. So, like 5 minutes to have a routine? Then, the night wrapped with one of the most popular rounds ever on the show, as the rules go out the window and it's all about self-expression with a freestyle. We've seen some good ones over the years, but these were among the most technically ambitious, intricate, and show-stopping freestyles ever. That didn't make it any easier to settle on a winner, or runner-up, or second runner-up, or, well, you get the idea. But to get to there, we first have to get through all that came before those final results in this 3-hour night of dance. Who is your 5th judge, you ask? Well, Jason Hughes spent a decade of his life sweating and bleeding to the music as a dancer. From learning a shuffle ball change to performing with the St. Louis Ballet Company, he experienced the ups and downs of one of the most difficult, physically demanding sports on the planet. And he spent 2 decades analyzing and critiquing reality competition shows. As he puts it, "I've got this." Never Can Say Goodbye, The Communards. A nostalgic look back at this season with a showcase for not only the incredible pros that make this show possible, including the troupe, but also the celebrities who've helped the show have an unprecedented resurgence. We loved some of the applause for eliminated stars like Andy Richter, Scott Hoyting, and Corey Feldman. Everyone was having a ball in the ballroom and we were feeling the energy. Plus, can we talk about the amazing looks for the final 5 for their dramatic reveal? Come on now. Eliminated Couples Group 1. Sugar on My Tongue by Tyler, the Creator. Eliminated together, Corey wasn't even bothering to do anything ballroom, but he was bringing what it is that he does to the stage, and he's always unpredictable and entertaining. Baron was a sloppy mess, but we could still see that he's held on to some of what he learned in his short time. This was short, as it should be, but it was nice to celebrate 2 of the famous faces that got the season started. Eliminated Couples Group 2. Applause by Lady Gaga. This second group of dancers was a showcase of just how strong this competition was, because this group landed in the bottom half of the season. It also showed that Scott probably should not have outlasted both Lauren and Hilaria, as they brought some fierce moves to the floor. It's wild to think that in another season, some of these dancers could well have been finalists with a few more weeks to tighten their obvious abilities. Eliminated Couples Group 3. I Don't Dance by Alexandra Jean. Whitney was leaps and bounds beyond her 2 celebrity partners on this one throughout the season and here as well, but we loved the creativity in the choreography for playing into Andy's comedic personality and how beloved he was throughout the season. They managed some fun moments and clearly everyone was having a good time. And if dance isn't joy, then it's not properly dance. Joey Graziati and Jenna Johnson. Tanguera by Fabio Hager's Sextet. Joey's goal was to celebrate the 20th season with a dance that would, mostly, make Lynn Goodman proud with their last dance as champions. When you think about that Bachelor lead with the puppy dog energy we first met last season, it's incredible what a transformation he made in that time and how sharp he still is. This was a dramatic leading man, creating beautiful moments with a professional partner and looking as good as she did in the process. They were commanding and powerful and proved why they won it all. Who could step up to this level this season? DWTS Live. Sapphire. This was such a tender performance by some of the pros who will be hitting the road this summer, and we particularly appreciated the connections on display from some of the real-life couples among this incredibly talented cast. Seeing them perform together with obvious chemistry and genuine love was emotionally powerful, even though the pros who were just performing with another pro were right there with them. This was a great showcase of the diversity of talent in this cast, which goes so far beyond just classic ballroom. It should be another incredible tour. Round 1. Judges' Choice. Alex Earle and Val Chmerkovy. Hip Hip Chin Chin by Club Del Belugas. She was sizzling at the start of this, but fell into concentration for a bit somewhere in the middle, and we could see it. Those hips were swiveling, but there's a staccato hit that adds punctuation to the moves that was missing a bit. Also, the samba roll lacked finesse and a smooth continuation into the final circuit. Look, these are minor quibbles. We're just saying there was a bit of nerves here on display. She really did embody the sensual Latin character through most of this piece, and we're still mesmerized by those first moments. Val's choreography was incredible, and she was there for all of it. Judges' scores: 10, 10, 10. My score: 9. Dylan Efron and Daniela Caragaja. Stampede by Alexander Jean. Dylan was given quite a challenge to get out of his head, focus on performance, and deliver a style that demands sharp, consistent energy. He didn't get there. There were a few pretty pictures along the way, and he definitely got stronger once Daniela pulled his shirt off, but it was so inconsistent. We saw him waiting for her at one point, he wobbled on his knee at another, and his posture was inconsistent, as were the shaping and holds. When he was on, it was sharp and right and beautiful, but too often he would then slip out of the character. This isn't going to do it, and isn't justifying him being here over Whitney Leavitt because of her off-show drama. Judges' scores: 9, 9, 9. My score: 7. Elaine Hendricks and Alan Darston. Take My Breath Away by Jay Hall. Gorgeous choreography executed to perfection. Elaine's swivels were so sensual and on point, her lines, her arms, hands, and perhaps most importantly, her dramatic presentation really sold every moment. This smoldered from start to those stunningly intricate final moments. We were even mesmerized by her fingers at times. We may have forgotten to breathe through much of that, or maybe their dancing just took our breath away. Judges' scores: 10, 10, 10. My score: 10. Robert Irwin and Whitney Carson. Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet. We loved the final trick of him pushing Whitney almost to the ground, but her holding her hair the way she did took away from it just a smidge. All in all, though, what a dynamic and joyful performance this was. And Robert was doing moves that someone with injured rib muscles probably should not be doing, and you'd never know. The footwork was fantastic, the frame was just about perfect throughout, and they really livened up the ballroom with this one. Judges' scores: 9, 10, 10. My score: 9. Jordan Chiles and Ezra Sosa. Breakin' Dishes by Rihanna. It took a few bars for Jordan to really settle into her full, fierce self for this performance, but once she was locked in, baby, she stayed locked. The back half of this performance gave us everything from both of them. The choreography waited a bit to give us some of those classic paso moments that really immerse us in the bullfight, but when they were there, Jordan was incredibly strong. She truly has emerged as a contender for this trophy, and we would not have guessed that after week 1. Judges' scores: 9, 10, 10. My score: 9. Round 2. Instant. Alex Earle and Val Chmerkovy. Where Is My Husband by Ray. This was on its way to being an overall fantastic instant dance until they faltered right at the end. Alex had the character of the piece down pat, delivering great swivel hips and footwork. Her secondary hand lost itself a bit as the dance continued, and then things just fell off completely on the final turn. Did Val get caught in her hair? These things happen, but it did hurt a great rhythm to that point. Judges' scores 10, 10, 10. My score 8. Dylan Efron and Daniela Karagaha. Ordinary by Alex Warren. Dylan was actually stronger here than in a dance he choreographed all week. He was right to believe he was more confident in frame because he's a great partner in that way. Daniela, of course, was sinuous and all over the place, but Dylan really had a lot of beautiful moments with her. His foot placement and glide across the floor looked effortless, but we did see his frame creep forward a bit. It is uncanny that he pulled this off, and a testament to both his hard work and his partner's mastery of both her role and his. Judges' scores 10, 10, 10. My score 9. Elaine Hendricks and Alan Burston. You Can't Hurry Love by the Supremes. We can think of no more